So I served from January 2015 until August 2016. And the mission just split right before I left, right before I came home. So the mission now is very different. But when I was there, for the most part, our mission was very small. So everybody, all the missionaries were like 20 minutes apart from each other. And so I think because our mission was so small, we were like a family because we knew each other. We would see each other like every P day, and the mission office was in my area or 10 minutes away. And so we would always go to the mission office. And I think because we were so close and it was such a small mission that you had a really good relationship with your mission president. And I think that's like something that I'm so grateful for, because some missions you barely see your mission president. And we were able to receive trainings from him very regularly and just be able to work close with him. And our mission, so it was very small and lots of members, and the members are just amazing. They were very helpful and very supportive of missionary work. And I'm so grateful for the leadership in the church in Boise, because we had so many great stake presidents and bishops, and that made missionary work so much easier because of how great they were and how involved with missionary work they were. And so I think that was definitely something that I loved about my mission, how we could have a great communication with the stake president and the bishop and the ward mission leader, and just having that really great relationship with the members in general. But also, Boise, there's a lot of refugees, which I didn't think that there was refugees there. But there's lots of refugees, and so you were able to get to know people from different countries and different cultures. And I think that was very, very fun to me, because I come from Brazil, and there's a lot of mix in Brazil. And so just being able to see people and understand, who they are and where they come from, I think that was very important to me. And it was something that I could relate to them. I'm not from here either. I'm from Brazil. And so it was always like a great start to initiate a conversation with them. And also, I would live in Boise because everybody is so family-centered. Everyone, it doesn't matter what religion they are, they love their families. And on the weekends, it was kind of hard, but they would always be out doing outdoor stuff and just with their families. And so I think that was very easy for you to talk to people on the streets about their families and how much they love them. And that led into, hey, let me teach you more about the plan of salvation and how your family can be together forever. And so it was a very good experience to me, just learning more about families and even thinking about my own family and how much I appreciated them. Just seeing all these strong families that sometimes were not even of our own belief, but I was grateful for what they taught me and for loving their families. Because a lot of people in Boise knows missionaries very well, that sometimes was very hard, because you would be walking on the street and they know who you are and they don't want to talk to you. And so it was very hard to get that, to get them to try to talk to you. And so what we did in our mission a lot was service. And we had an initiative called Just Serve that we used a lot. And so we would go to a thrift store, or we had places assigned for us to go, and days and hours and everything. And we would go and we would just serve them. And I think that was, at the beginning, the people would be kind of like weirded out. And then they start like warming up and talking to us more. And there was a lady, we were helping at this thrift store, and she came to us and she was asking questions about the temple and just things that she heard of it, and she asked us if it was true or not. And so it was like really cool to be able to have that relationship with the people, because you worked once a week, and so you kind of got to know the people a little bit more. And I think our mission was a mission that we served. one another and everyone. And so it was very rewarding to, even if the people were not interested in learning more about the gospel, we still believed that we needed to serve one another. And so we did a lot of service projects, and that opened a lot of doors that otherwise we would never get into. But I think that if I could do anything different, I would really try hard to talk to everyone, because I felt like I was really good at it, but sometimes I wouldn't. And so there are some people that I didn't talk to them about the gospel, and I don't know. I don't know what would have been different if I did or not, but I think really you get scared, and you don't know what to say. You have so many things going on in your mind, like, do I say hi? Do I just say, hey, do you want to be baptized? Like you don't know what kind of answers, what kind of questions to ask. And so I felt like if I could do anything different, I would just not think about what to say, but just go and just try to talk to them, because I could have done better at that. So we didn't have a lot of investigators as much as I would like. My sister served in Brazil, and so sometimes I would email her and tell her, this is like how much we had we had this many lessons this week, and she would tell me like, oh, we had like triple that, and it was very different than what I was used to about missionary work. And so our mission, it was mostly reactivation. So we worked a lot with less actives, trying to bring them back. And we still had like teaching opportunities, and I've helped people to get baptized. But most of the work was less active work, and just trying to help those people to come back. And that's something I'm very grateful for, because my dad is less active, and so I was able to kind of see how I could help him when I came home, and just other members of my family. And we always are surrounded by people that are not going to church anymore. And so I think that helped me to learn how to work with them and help them to feel again the Spirit that they felt once they were baptized. And so I think that was something very awesome about our mission, just working with less actives and just knowing that they are important. And our mission president would always talk about how the less actives are so important because they already have made those covenants. And so they're, not in a way a step ahead, but they already have made those covenants. And so that we needed to rescue them and bring them back. And so I think that was really cool, just getting to know those people. And a lot of their families, were praying for a long time for that person to come back. And I was able to experience some things like that, where that family member came back, and just to see the happiness of all the family, that never gave up on that person. So I think that was really cool for me. Besides less active work, I don't remember numbers, but I remember that, because we still talked about how we had people in Boise to teach, and most of the people in Boise are not members, and so, which is kind of, surprising, because you think about Idaho, you think about, everybody's Mormon. But no, there's a lot of people that have moved from different places, refugees, and so they are there and learning the culture and everything. So you have a lot of opportunities to not only serve and reactivate, but to teach as well. And because there's a lot of families, you can baptize families as well. So I think that's pretty cool. So I started my mission in a singles ward. So I was there for 7.5 months. Why I say 7th. And then in the Meridian East stake. And then I got transferred like 2 streets down to Meridian stake. And I was in the Hunter ward, and it was half square mile. It was a very tough ward. My favorite ward. Oh, I shouldn't say that. Maybe I can't. I don't know. But it was just very different to learn how to serve in such a small area. And 90% of the people that lived in that area, in the half square mile, were members, active members. And so we got to work with the members a lot, and I spent Christmas there, so it was such a good area to spend Christmas because I felt like I spent with my family. And then I got transferred to Boise Central, just by the temple. So my church building was just next to the Boise Temple. And that was really cool, just to see the temple all the time. And just to kind of think the importance of the temple, and that ultimate goal wasn't just to help people to get baptized, but to be sealed as families. And so that was very special to me. And so I was in Boise Central in 2 wards, the Coalhaven and the Bitterroot. And then I got transferred. I was in Hidden Springs for a little bit, and then I got transferred to Amity in the Meridian 14th Ward. So we were in the middle of nowhere. Well, not really, but it was very farm land, but it was the closest we could get to a potato field, because I thought I was going to serve in the middle of the farms, but that wasn't our mission at the time. So that was, I saw cows every day, so that was great. But yeah, those are the areas that I served in. I'm just grateful for my companions. I'm not going to talk, about every single one of them, but I love them, and I'm grateful for what they've taught me, and even the hard ones, because I think that's when I learned the most, and that's when I learned how to rely on the Lord. Because you literally can't call your family, you can't really call your leaders, your district leader or zone leaders or mission president all the time, and so all you have is really the Lord to pray and to talk about and to tell him what's going on. So I think that was really helpful for me. Something that I would suggest, I got a blessing one time on the mission that said for me to keep a journal. And I had just started this goal to write in my journal every single night. And I wrote in my journal every single night for 15 months. And so I have like 3 or 4 journals from the mission. But it was something that, I don't know why, I got a blessing that said that. But, well, I know because it said in the blessing that I would use the experiences of my mission in the future. And so I would just suggest to write things down. You're not going to remember everybody. You're not going to remember every single spiritual experience you have. You're not going to remember people's names. But it's good that you write things down. And, my dad is less active, as I said before. And during my mission, I was able to get his mission journal. And my mom sent to me, and I never heard my dad's testimony, but on his journal, I was able to find his testimony. And that was like a treasure to me. And so you never know, your journal might be for you in the future, or might be for your future kids and generation, or, for someone else that might help them. And so I think journals are very important, and keep your journal. It's very hard because you have no time, but make time to write the things that are sacred and spiritual that you have during your mission. And write your family good emails, because they can be blessed by your emails as well. Because I feel like a lot of times you just want to chat with your friends and stuff, but just write them a long email, even if it's not that long, just the main things that happened that week and spiritual things and people that you're teaching, because they want to know. And send pictures, because everybody loves pictures.